Alrighty, guys. Good night to some of you guys, and welcome, guys. It's episode 52. For those who doesn't know me, my name is Bori Kwapati. You guys can call me Bori, and my true name is Jonathan in some of the social medias panels. So whatever you feel free to call me, it's okay. Um, we're gonna talk about stocks and crypto, guys. We have a really short video today. I've been busy all weekend. I couldn't play video games this weekend. I apologize for some of you guys, but I appreciate you guys waiting for me to do this video today. We're gonna teach people how to find. We're gonna teach you guys how to find stocks in crypto, and show a little bit of on what I do on a daily basis. How to deal with the watch list and everything like that. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoy the little bit of value. If you have any questions or anything like that, hit the comments, or hit the chat or anything like that. Any questions, remember, on my description, guys, I have all my information there, emails, Discord, you name it, I got it there. The only platforms I don't use often is the TikTok and the Patreon channel. The rest of them, I use them frequently, and the X account most mainly. So I appreciate you guys sticking around, and let's go ahead and start off, guys. We got a pretty fast day today. So let me get to the panel. Hopefully you guys can see clearly what I'm have here. There we go. And the other one. There we go. Okay, and so what we've been doing lately as well, which I forgot to mention you guys on the intro, I also spent a little time this weekend. I couldn't. I was busy, but today I'm gonna go ahead and jump at what I can today, helping people with likes, chatting count, view count, as well as following their other panels as well. So if you guys could show support to those that I've mentioned before on most of my streams, then that would be appreciative. Don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. Okay, just remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So what you see on the left side, guys, is the website that I use to scan stocks, right? They have a lot of options here. They even have for futures, forex, crypto, but I mainly use it for stocks, guys. And I also have panels for charting. Okay, this is a panel that I use for charting. Hold on a second, let me sign up really quick with this. Let me sign in really quick with these people. So let me go let me block this this screen before I sign in. There you go. Okay, let me sign in really quick. I hope everyone is doing great. Everybody had a good weekend. There was a lot of things happening on the weekend, for sports, for everything. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys saw the fights on Saturday, guys. Were pretty good fights. Even yesterday, for the women's, I think it was Clarissa Shield fought another woman that she already fought before. So that was pretty cool to watch. Same thing with the fights on Saturday, guys. For some of you guys that don't know, I used to be a former boxer, so I kind of know what I'm watching. So I'm a big proponent of boxing and stuff like that. So I love showing support to those people. There we go. We sign up, and now we're gonna go to back to the screen. Okay. There we go. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, guys. So I believe the first thing that you should do before you scan stocks or anything, just see how the market is doing in general, right? A good place to go is to the SPY, which is the S&P 500. Okay, and you can see here, I mean, it's still consolidating. It's struggling to get above the highest point around, I think it is the 696 or 697, somewhere around there. It's trying to break out, but it's struggling. I mean, it's been testing so much on those areas. There's a lot of speculation out there. There's a lot of news, not only politics, events out there in the world happening, and you can see how the market is reaction. Everybody's just waiting and waiting and waiting for something, to happen, either positive or negative. The market is gonna react to it, and so right now is everybody's just waiting. Nobody want to take drastic moves on the buy side or the sell side until everything settles down. Okay, so the market is still doing good. Overall, it's still great, healthy, very healthy. Okay, so no worries on that side. And so the type of stocks that I watch, guys, they're very low price, and when there's a pullback, guys, in the overall trend of the market, then there's a lot of opportunities that come up, and you could capitalize if you know what you're doing. So before you make any trades, guys, try to learn as much as you can. Depending what kind of trades are you making. If you're making long-term trades, and you want mainly to focus on not only the technical side, but you also want to focus the fundamental. Okay, see the finances and everything, the news, who are the owners, the board members that are, the shareholders that are investing in the company. Are they're known shareholders, and watch frequently the news, as well. So there's a lot of things behind fundamental analysis, but that's for the people who do long term. Me, I do short term, and when the market is in distress, that's when a lot of opportunities happen for the really short price stocks, very low price stocks, and you could capitalize if you know what you're doing. And so I have a criteria, guys. So this is the charting that I use, guys. TradingView. TradingView and Finviz are free to sign up, right? Now, if you want to get real time, which is very recommended, you're gonna have to sign up. Get the subscription with them and stuff like that. It's gonna cost you some money. So that's to get the real time. And one of the good things about TradingView is it has a lot of tools, guys. It has even you could link in your trading account with them. I mean, it has news built in. It has a lot of good features. Now me, I don't use these platforms for my personal self. I use a Webull. And so everybody has their personal preference. So at the end of the day, it's all your personal preference what you want to do. So let's go ahead and continue. So this platform, CoinMarketCap, is going to be for crypto. Okay, it's going to be to scan crypto and use a criteria for that as well. And so that's pretty much it. And so what you see on the right side, guys, is the document, right? The document, you can see there I have criteria, for live trading, pre-market and market open, right? I have all this criteria, percentage change. I only want to see 20% and up. Market cap, which is market capitalization, which is the value of the company. I want to see only below 300 million market value, company value. Okay. Price has to be between $1 and 20. That's my niche. And I want to see stocks that are moving either multiple, above multiple days, above multiple weeks, months, and years. Okay, years and months are like very significant moves. So if I could see that, that would be perfect. But multi-week and multi-days are not bad either. Okay. As well, I want to know why this stock is moving. That's why news is very important to read. Now, me, I don't go in deep, uh, reading the whole article or whatever they posted. I just read the headlines, and based on the headlines, I already know what they're gonna talk about, and so I focus on that. Also the float, is the supply. So if you don't know what supply and demand, I suggest you guys to do your homework and do your research on supply and demand. Float, anything under 10 million is my personal preference, right? And for demand, which is the volume, right? We want to see anything over 1 million, right? Shares traded, because it's way easy for me to get in and get out the trade, when there's a lot of exchange of hands. Okay. um Also, I would like to see the daily chart for the overall trend. I want to see if this thing is healthy overall or it's weak. For me, it's not too relevant. What I wanted to focus on first is if the stock has history of running. Has it ran before? Okay. Because sometimes, a good majority of times, the stock is going to do the same thing in the present, if it's running. Okay. And so it's always good to look at the past and see if this thing had ran before. And so that's important. Relative volume is important too, guys. Is a ratio that you get when you divide the current volume and you compare it to 90 days of average volume. Okay. Also, in the industry, I want to see stocks only and performance. Just like I said, I want to see stocks that are moving up. Okay, that are that are up, uh, you know, against multiple days. For they're higher than multiple weeks. They're higher than multiple months or even years. Okay. And so, I also have a criteria for market close, right? This is a criteria for crypto. This is a formula that I use to find news on Twitter. You guys could pause it and read how I use these formulas, guys. Okay. And so you want to put the dollar sign and then the ticker symbol of the company, right? And then press enter. And if you want to add an extra formula, which is to see specific dates that you want to see, then you press space after you write the symbol, and then you add that formula. And then you press enter, and you get the information. Okay. This right here is the daily watch that I have my watch list, right, for stocks, and a watch list for crypto. Okay. I got one stock and I got two cryptos to watch. Okay. So this is everything in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys understand a little bit now. You guys, some of you guys might not know what pre-market is and market open and market close. So let me go ahead and explain that a little bit. Right. Let me go ahead and go to the charting again. So this is it's gonna come to you very fast, very simple. You just gotta, have the will to learn, and wanting to and willing to learn, in order for you to get it. Remember, in all my streams, I say the same thing. Okay, and I do it purposely just to, drill everything in your mind, repetitively, so you guys could, remember what I'm saying. Okay. And so right here, guys, pre-market is just an extended hour, right? Temporary hours to trade, right? And so this blue line, as you can see, guys, is just separating 2 days, right? The previous day with the current day. And what's on yellow, guys, is the extended hours, and even these, right? So you got the pre-market hours, which is before the market opens. The pre-market hour starts at 4 in the morning all the way to 9:30 in the morning. Okay, that's pre-market hours. Okay, and then market open starts at 9:30 and it closes at 4 p.m. Okay, and after 1:30, somewhere around that time, you got power hours. Okay, so You're gonna see where the most activity at the market open at 9:30, and it's gonna slow down around 11:30 ish, and then it's gonna pick up again, but at a slower rate, around 1:30, 2 o'clock almost, and then it's gonna slow down again until it closes at 4 p.m. Okay, and at 4 p.m. you got after hours, right? And after hours is also extended hours, right? Which the market is still open, right? And it closes at completely at 8 o'clock, right? So between 8 o'clock all the way to 4 in the morning, everything is shut completely. There's no buying, selling, nothing. You could make orders. You could put in an order, but it's gonna be pending until the pre-market hours, okay, or even for the market open, if you're trading OTCs or anything like that. Okay. So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell, guys. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. Um, what's next? Okay, so let's go ahead and check. The first stock of the day, CDIO. CDIO. And so, as you can see, guys, this thing is still consolidating off the highs. It struggled today to remain above this this uptrending support level, which became resistance once it cracked down. So it's an uptrending resistance at this moment, and I'm not sure if this thing is gonna continue going up, but this is a good sign. When it's consolidating off the highs, is a great sign that it's just trying to attract more buyers until this thing gets pushed up again. Okay, so we're gonna continue tracking this. We're gonna go ahead and add another line today. Oh, hold on a second. Let me do this right. You pick the previous low, right, of the day, right, and you mark a line all the way to the lowest of the current day, right, which is this. This is the low of the current day. Okay, and that's how you track if there's gonna be some type of um turnaround. Okay, so right now it seems like everything, this right here is no longer relevant, this line right here, so you could remove it. Okay, and this line is also not relevant anymore, so we could remove that one too. And now we got to deal with these two lines. So this is the two channels on the upside, still showing that it's still consolidating off the highs. I mean, it had a pretty good move these last couple days. As you can see, I mean, it started all the way bottom here all the way to the top. That's 192%, guys, in 2 days. So that's pretty awesome. Now it's been consolidating for 2 days already. And now today, what I'm expecting it to do is, since it's a little bit, it's lacking volume, right? It's lacking volume, it has 3 million compared to the average, which is at 5 million. Way lower volume. It has a little bit more than the float, but the volume, I would like for it to be like 10 million, 20 million. Very hard to trade. So I would like for it to pick up volume and then test the high and break out. So I would love for it to pull back, bounce off the support levels at 288 somewhere, right? 288, 285, around that area, and then bounce back up and test high day at 320 for a breakout. Okay, so we're gonna continue to watch this. I mean, we've written down a lot because we've been monitoring this thing, but the stock is still in play, and when the stock is still in play, then we should watch it. Okay, so it's 8:39 p.m. Keep watch. Lag volume. Pull back and test. 280, 288, 285, 288. Support for a bounce and test high of day at 324 breakout. Okay, pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. And so that was the only stock today. Let's scan for new stuff today. So let's go ahead and do that. So Finviz, you press screener, right? And now for some of you guys that don't know, this is Dr. Mitri, Subdued. How was today's trade? Today's trade was good. Early in the morning, I had a really busy day, so I couldn't get on a little early, but everything was good so far. Thank you for coming by and showing support. So right here, guys, as you can see, you got 547 pages of stocks, guys. We don't want to look at like 30,000 or 20,000 stocks, guys. We'll be all day here. Okay, so we'll use our criteria to input it here on this filter, and then it's going to give us the right amount of stocks that we should watch. Okay, so the first one right here on the first column is market cap. Just like I said, I like anything under 300 million, which is discounted micro. It's called micro. And so the good thing about this web, right, if you hover your mouse to the word, it gives you the total definition. Okay, so right here, as you can see, it says here total market value of the company's outstanding shares, which is pretty much self-explanatory. Is the value of the company, is the total value of the company, what the company is worth. Okay, next thing is the price, right? I said I like to keep anything from $1 to $20 per share. And the reason why I like those ranges is because under $1, normally the NASDAQ send delisting notifications to the company. Okay, and so now if the company has a delisting notification, they need to, you know, be in a hurry to bump up the price either through some type of a split, doing a split, or attract buyers to, either with a new product launch or anything like that. They have to do something quickly before they get delisted, and so they're not in good standing with the NASDAQ, and so that's not good. Okay, and so 20 over $20 I don't like, because the spreads are too wide, guys, and I don't want to be buying shares of a stock at a higher price. Okay, that's the reason why I don't pick anything over 20. Okay, and so right here, as we hover to the middle side right here to this third column, you can see here the relative volume. And it's just like I explained a couple minutes ago, right? I said the ratio of current value compared to 3 months of average adjusted intraday, right? So they use all the intraday, which is if you see here on the chart, right, from 9:30 in the morning to 4 p.m. This is called intraday. Okay, intraday. All right, they use all the intradays of 90 days, right, of the average volume, and they calculate it with they get the ratio dividing the current volume, right, versus those 90 days of average volume. Okay, and so that's pretty much self-explanatory. And so I like anything over 5 ratio, guys. That's my personal preference. And industry, I like anything, I like only to see stocks, guys, only that industry. Performance, just like I said, I want to see stocks that are going up or that previously went up today. Current volume is the number of shares traded today, right? So it's the exchange of hands on the buy side, on the sell side. The more the better. Okay, the more the better, because you don't have no troubles later trying to get in a stock and then having nobody to buy your shares. Okay, so I like to see anything over 1 million. Okay, that's my personal preference of volume. And remember, very important to understand supply and demand. Demand is the volume and the float is the supply. And so that's what we're going to talk about right now, float. And so float, anything under 10 million is my personal preference. Is considered very low float. And the float, the definition of the float, it says here the number of shares for public trading does not include shares held by insiders. Why does not include shares held by insiders? So look, you got the outstanding shares, right, of the stock, right? And that is outstanding shares of the stock. You have privately owned shares, which is owned by the owners of the company, the board members, the employees. You got the shareholders. You see, and so the float doesn't come from that, right? It comes from whatever the company is supplying to the market that's left from the outstanding shares. That's what is called the float, right? And so with those shares, the public could trade, and the more exchange of hands there is, right, in the stock with a very, very low supply, then they have to bump up the price, okay, to get enough funding to either invest more on the company, to either buy off their own shares, or to either invest in acquiring another company. I mean, they could do a lot of things with this money, okay? And so what companies do is they try to get as much funding as they can to do their future investments, okay? This is what the market is all about, and it's part of the economy. If the market is doing good, then the economy is succeeding, and if the market is doing terrible, it's not doing great overall, then the economy is not going to do well, okay? And so that's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. And so as you can see, guys, that's all my filter. I don't spend a lot of time doing this. And we have three stocks here, guys. We don't have much today. Okay, we don't have 500 and something pages to watch. We only got 3. Okay, and so this right here is showing you, in other words, guys, that the market, it's still waiting for something to happen, either positively or negatively, in the world, or through businesses or anything like that, because everybody's right now, there's a lot of things happening, right? And everybody's on their tips, waiting, and so that's why you don't see much activity at this moment, because everybody's waiting, and so that's, sometimes you have good, sometimes you got opportunities, for like overnight trading. But the good thing about stocks, guys, especially the day trading, guys, there's always opportunities every single day, on pre-market and on market open. Okay, around this time at market close, guys, you might not see much activity, right? But it's okay, as long as at the end of the day, you want to trade always pre-market and market open, guys. Okay, this is more for swing trading. This is more for being patient from the market. You want to be patient, that's fine. It's always good to be patient and not forcing a trade that you're not supposed, it's not ready, and you might get caught losing money. Okay, so do your due diligence, do your homework. And so right here we have 3 stocks, and the first thing I like to do is output what I don't like to see from the list, which is the company name. I don't care what the company name is, the sector, the industry, the country, even the market cap. The only way I use the market cap is for filtering stocks, okay? And I don't use PE ratios. That's more fundamental analysis. And remember, the market is closed, so percentage change is no longer my what I'm looking for. Okay, only on pre-market and market open is the only time that I look at the percentage change. Okay, so to remove and or input anything that you want, is you go to custom. Okay, And right here, I removed the number, the company, the sector, the industry, the country, the market cap, the P ratio, and the percentage change, right? And now you can see here, you got more clean, you know, more clean stocks. And now you can add here relative volume, and you can add the shares float. Okay. So right here, this is everything that you need, right, to analyze stocks, right? And this is just like I said, day trading is only for the same day. That's kind of what I dedicate myself to do. But this- you made it a tradition. You funny. My wife making jokes on me. But just like I said, guys, um you don't need like you don't need to do like afternoon or when the market is closed, guys, when you're day trading, guys, because you may lose a lot of opportunities in the morning and at the market open when the when the activity when there's a lot of activity in the market. Okay. You want to try to take advantage of that activity. Okay. And so you're gonna see a lot of opportunities show up for a very short period, and those are the stocks that you have to watch, and so when you're watching them, I'm going to show you guys in a couple seconds how to take initiative, right, scanning for stocks, okay, on a daily basis. Okay. So but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and analyze these before I go ahead and explain you that what I'm about to explain you before we finish the stocks. Okay. We're 36 minutes in, so I mean, we're gonna try to keep it a very short stream today. So the next thing we want to do is sort out from high to lowest on volume. Remember, we don't got much, and the only one that qualifies correct completely is this one, NCI. This one qualifies as well, but it's very low volume. GNPX, we're gonna watch it as well, and ZEO is another one, but this one doesn't qualify because look, it has very low volume compared to the supply, okay, which is the flow. So we're not gonna use this one. It had 2 green days. It looked here like it had pretty big moves, but $1 to 60 cents is not big move. It looked big in the chart, but it's not. Okay, it doesn't have a lot of volume. And so we're not going to analyze those. We're going to analyze only CI, NCI, and GMPX. Okay. So NCI is the first one. And I think we did analyze this one before. That's why we put here a bunch of supply lines here. I mean, this thing still continue to run, guys. Look all the stuff we analyzed, guys. Look, it started from here all the way. It went as high as, look at that, guys, 1,216%, guys. See, those are the top. And it did that move in 9 days, guys. Okay, 1,000%. I don't think you guys understand what 1,000% is. Okay, but it's very, very significant. Okay, and so that's good opportunity. Today had pretty good volume compared to the average and compared to the float. Very good volume. However, it consolidated off the highs. It tried to break off these support levels after giving away half of its gains, but it failed. It failed to break down support and it bounced. So this could have been a great bouncing opportunity here. This separation here, right, of these candles here and this one here, this was a halt that happened, just in case if you guys don't know, and this was another halt too. The separation between this candle and this candle, these are halts. Okay, and so you never want to get caught in a halt, but you had a good opportunity here. I mean, 9% on that move, that bounce, so that was pretty good. And now it's consolidating off the highs again, so we don't know. We're not sure where it's gonna go at this point because it's been running for a couple days, for a couple weeks already. This is a downtrending resistance level. If it breaks there, then we might see more continuation. Not sure if it's gonna happen. I do love to see consolidation of the highs because it gives more opportunity for continuation. Okay, and so that was pretty good move. Let me see if I could mark here. Yeah, I won't be able to mark a previous low with the current low, guys. It's only gonna have a downtrending bull market anyways, just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Here you go. And that's the current low. And so that's where that's how the trend is moving right now, guys. So I would love to see a breakout from this downtrending resistance for a continuation or a turnaround, guys. But it has to have volume, okay, in order to do that. Right now, it doesn't have no recent news. It did had a couple days before, a couple like a week before, 1 or 2 weeks before. But we're not gonna waste too much time on it. It is consolidating. NCI, we'll add it to watch it. NCI, good price still, good volume. We're adding what fits the criteria, okay, on the watch list. So this is how I do the watch list, guys. Has low flow, right, and no recent news. Okay, we could check here to see if there was a legitimate news recently, but on the 13th, that was a couple weeks ago. So no recent news, guys, yet. I would love to see recent news. No recent news. Has history of running, as you can see. And right now the plan would be for it to continue to have volume, more volume, as it's holding highs, as it's consolidating off highs. We'll like to see continuation. Look, want to see a breakout of downtrending resistance. Okay, and so that's how you watch. That's how you write the watch list, guys. You add. I mean, you could do it however you feel. At the end of the day, the way I do it, I add what fits on the criteria, and I also formulate a plan behind that. Okay. So that's one. I'm not sure if the other ones are gonna fit the criteria. GMPX is the next one we're gonna watch. GMPX. And so GMPX, we had look at this one before. We have here this key level where the stock has tested more and more times. Right now it seems like it's running a little bit. Now the volume is a little low. It has pretty it's more than that average, and it's more than the flow, so that's pretty good. The recent news was Genprex secured Japan EU patents or patents for Recorza combos, bolstering Acclaim IP and trial. Okay, well, this is more a biotech. I'm not sure if it's a biotech. It might be a biotech. Clinical stage. You see what I'm talking about? It's a biotech. So that's why they want to secure well, they did secure patents for EU patent. Yeah, for EU. Records the combos. Okay. So this is more terminology like for biotech terminology. It's a good news. It's somewhat of a good news, guys. I'm not too knowledgeable on the biotech fundamentals. But you know, when they do clinical trials, they go through 3 stages, guys, and they have to get approved. You know, there's different administrations that qualifies them to sell their product to the market, or if they have a new product which they use for either operation rooms or for more testing, or you know, lab testing and all that stuff. So they need to get approved. You know, it's very strict. The administrations are very strict, so um all that has to go through a board as well. And so, you know, it's a process, you know. And so if the more they get approved, and you know, that's pretty much what they want to do, you know. And so they also get funding through that as well, you know, getting investors through meetings and everything like that, you know, showing their new product or whatever they're using to make their lab testing. So yeah. So just using the technical analysis, guys, this thing had a consolidation in the morning. This had uh a confirmation pullback, which I don't like watching these like this. I like more open, like this one right here is way more open. So I would have marked a line here and a line up here as well as a resistance level. Okay, and I would have waited for a breakout opportunity. This today didn't have a breakout opportunity, only after hours, but lacks volume. I would like to see more volume. This is the high day, right, of today, and now what I'm is extended compared to where the VWAP is. The VWAP is an indicator, right? It's an average, right, of price and volume over a period of time. Okay, and so they use that to see how much people are interested in the stock, you know, on demand, you know, on demand of the stock. And so right now it seems like it's in demand. However, it needs more demand, you know, it needs more volume kicking in. But this thing has to pull back because it's already extended, so it does definitely have to pull back and test the resistance level here at 234, somewhere around there. Okay, so 234 is the support line. Sorry about that, the support level. And let's go ahead and write that one out. I don't like to analyze very low lacking volumes, but you know, it's okay. We can analyze this one as well. So it has good price, right? Low volume, low flow, news, has news. Let's see the daily to see if it has. Yes, it does has some history of running. Yep, but it also has some. It also has some splits as well. Okay. So let's go back to the 5-minute. Has history of running. Plan would be to wait for pullback and test 234 for a support for a bounce and test high of day at 255 for a breakout. Okay, very simple, not much writing. You only write more when you're tracking it. Okay, when you're still watching it over a period of a bunch of days, so but we only had two, so we're not gonna look at the third one. So we're done with the stocks, guys, and now we're gonna start off with the crypto. So before we start with crypto, we're gonna check the Bitcoin. We're gonna check Bitcoin and see how Bitcoin is doing today. Check the daily, and as you can see, it's doing exactly what we wanted to do, which is pull back, right? And we want these are the levels. You got all this purple right here, right? All this is support, okay? All this is support, which comes from all these channels here holding the price, and it's coming from these channels and these channels as well, okay? So it has a little bit to work with, so I would like for it to bounce at least one or two times before it takes off and test the high. Remember, with the way this looks here, this we do patterns here. We do the type of technical analysis that I use as well is pattern recognition, right? And so you seeing this pattern, I already could tell that this thing is a head and shoulders, okay? A head and shoulders pattern, has the shoulder right here, right? You got the head and you got the other shoulder, and this right here, it's a shift, right? A shift of the trend, where the price is going down, and there's a lot of panic happening, and this panic could trigger based on news, based on, how the world is if the world is in panic, either through wars or blah blah blah, whatever else they have, you got the market reacting off of it, okay? And so right here, as you can see, there's still panic, right? It's still in a panic period. However, we would like to see the bouncing happen around these areas here between 30,000 and somewhere around 70,000. We would like to see some bouncing happen. And so I want to see a lot of point of contacts before it bounces off with strength, okay? And so if you look at the past, guys, this thing had a head and shoulders starting around 2021 and it ended somewhere around 2023. So it took a long time for it to end, and this is already almost a complete move. It's right now around these ranges over here, okay? Right now it seems like it's coming down like this, and I would like to see some testing, here off the support levels, okay? And when it started turning around was around these times here, right? Sometimes I like to mark a downtrending resistance level to track the turnaround. As you can see, guys, see this thing, it bounced. Once it broke this resistance, downtrending resistance line, guys, it start basing off of it, okay? It did not only test it a couple times, but once it bounced off of it, it tested a couple more times, and then it took off, guys, okay? And that's what we want to see. That's the same thing that we did here, right? We put a downtrending, and so we're waiting for it to find a base to bounce and then cross over this downtrending resistance line, okay? So that's our plan, guys. Remember, this thing had a head and shoulders as well. You see, you got the shoulders, the head, the shoulder, and a panic, right? And then it start basing off right here, consolidating off, and then it cross over the line. See? So that's kind of what we're tracking right now. We're looking for almost the same thing, and it's gonna come eventually. This BTC is a strong crypto. It moves the market, the crypto market, and so that's pretty good to know. And so we're gonna go to crypto. We're gonna check the two cryptos that we had on watch, which is memes which is hard to find because I don't know if how many memes cryptos are out there. Let's check. I think it's this one, right? Oh, nope. Is it? Nope. I might have to write it down on it and check it on the other platform, because this one is not gonna let me find it. I think it's this one right here. We check market, and it's trading the most on this one, Bitmark. Oh, hold on a second. This one is the one that is trading the most on PancakeSwap. We'll open that one too and see. There we go. So it's I mean, it dropped. It dropped this weekend, and it's consolidating off the lows. It still has opportunity, guys. Would like for it to break out either these levels or these top levels here in order to turn around and test the high day, guys. That's kind of what we want to see here. Okay, so right now it's finding base here because it's having trouble breaking down these support levels. Okay, let's put a date, 23. Can't believe this month has already passed so fast, guys. It's ridiculous. But I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming by. Don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. Okay, we do this from Monday to Friday. We're gonna have coming in the future, sometime in the future, next month, guys. I'm gonna do a lot less streaming, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to qualify for the program. It's okay. It's okay. At the end of the day, this is for you guys. And so I want you guys to get all this packed down. I'm just, this is my gift to you, for those that are struggling, trying to learn stocks and trying to figure this thing out. Now you guys know how to find crypto, how to find stocks, and how to somehow how to analyze the trades. I cannot tell you where to buy, where to sell, because that's already financial advisor duty. Okay, and so to become a financial advisor, you need to be licensed with the state, right? And so yeah, it's illegal to give it financial advice without having any licenses or any having professional experience on that field. So if you're looking to do any investments, or you're looking to buy something, or whatever has to do with investing, then I would suggest you guys to consult a financial advisor. This is pretty much on my description, you got a disclaimer as well that you guys could read, which is stating that this is only for educational purposes only, and what I'm teaching you is how to find, I'm just a regular guy just trying to teach you guys how to find how to find the stocks that move very fast, and how to understand a little bit the market. That's all I'm doing. It's just educational purposes only. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. So memes, it seems like it still has a continuation of the highs. Continuation of the highs, and looking for a turnaround. Test of highs and breakout. Possible breakout. Okay, so we got memes, and let's go ahead and continue, guys. So we got that, and Labubu is the next one. Yeah, over here is the same thing. It looks the same. You see, over here it looks a little bit more clear though. But it's practically almost the same. So let's put Labubu. Did we copy paste? No. So let's search for that one. Huh. I think through Soul is where we found this thing. Okay. Where is it trading the most? Here. So yeah, today compared to the last couple days, guys, the weekend, it just gave back half of its gains and it seems like it's coming down more. And this is already the back end of the move. As you can see, guys, it already had its move here and it tried to bounce and test it again, but it failed. You know, I'm not sure if this thing is gonna held more. So yeah, we're done with that one. And we're gonna go ahead and scan for new crypto, guys. So remember, we have a short day today. I think we already in how many minutes? 1 hour and 1 hour and 1 minute, guys. So we're still right on time. And let's go ahead and scan for new crypto. So this is the main page, guys. This is the main page. Hopefully I didn't mess up the how everything looks. There we go. Okay. Got scared for a minute. So let's go ahead and continue, guys. So this is the web that I use. I mean, there's so many different websites that you could find, guys, that would favor you to analyze to scan and analyze crypto, guys. On my Discord, guys, I have a lot of links that favor that's it's to scan. Scan. You got scanning, you got different exchanges for crypto. I mean, you got even stocks as well. I mean, you got so many links, guys, for whatever that you're trying to figure out and analyze and capitalize in the markets. As well as I have also a book list. So if anybody's looking for a book to learn a little bit about stocks and everything like that, I have a list of books, guys, on my Discord that you guys could uh you know uh get whatever fits whatever you want to start your journey on. I mean, those were the books. That list of books is pretty much what I use to understand what I know about stocks. And very I suggest you guys to dive deep into that and understand how the market works, not only physically, how everything looks technically, fundamentally, but also mentally, guys. Okay. So yeah, do your research on that. And let's go ahead and start off. So right here we have coin market cap, and so we'd like to go to filter, and we have only three criterias for this type of filter. Okay, we got the market cap. We want to see anything from 1 million to 10 million max. Okay, I didn't put 300 million because it's different in the is this is these markets are different than the stocks, guys. And so we want to minimize the amount of crypto that we want to watch. And so these criteria fit what we want to see. Okay. So percentage change anything from 10% to 500%, and volume, which is the demand. I want to see anything over 1 million. Like I've said before, I love over 1 million, and no more than 100 million. Okay. And so this right here gives you one page only. You got 8 cryptos to watch, and you want to sort out from 24 hours, right, from high to low. And so right now we got 3 to watch. The first one on the top seems suspect because you can see here, I mean, there's a lot of channeling here, a lot of swings. So we're not sure if this thing is gonna qualify. Let's see. You see what I'm talking about? A lot of channels here, crazy. Let's go to markets and see which one is the most that has been trading. So these are the 2 that has been trading the most. Let's check the first one. And so let's check the 5 minute. And so as you can see, guys, all this is just a mess here. I mean, very hard to see where this thing is gonna go. And I mean, overall is downtrending still, just consolidating off the highs. Yeah, we're not gonna go ahead and jump into this one. I don't like to see all this mess here. So let's go on to the next one. So we got two left here. And they very low volume, guys. So not sure if this thing is gonna qualify. We'll see. It's been consolidating since uh this morning, guys. Let's check markets. So volume, the highest one is this one right here, Bybit. Very low volume, guys. However, it did had a clean move, guys. There, very clean. It looks clean. It's consolidating off the highs here. CTA USDT. CTA USDT. Bye. And so when you see something like this, right, where there's no, I mean, nobody's taking control of the stock, where there's no, overwhelming about amount of buyers and overwhelming about amount of sales, you know, like this one, like this over here, you see you have a overwhelming amount of buyers, right, pushing the price up, and you got some short periods here where the sellers are in control. But over here, you just see nothing. There's stagnation. You don't want to see that, guys. You want to see volume. You want to see it actively being traded. That's why it's lacking volume. Look, compared to the average, very less, very low. Not sure if this thing is gonna move or when it's gonna move, guys. Okay, we don't want to see that. So yeah, I don't think there's crypto today. Um, remember the markets are, you know, they're in that they're like how you call it, like when you're watching the what do you call that, Discovery Channel or something, or Animal Planet, or whatever, where the lion is about to feed on its prey, right? Let's say uh they're about to attack an antelope or something like that. I don't know, whatever animal, right? You know that the preys, um, they're always waiting and waiting, right? And they go slower and slower to wait. And then you have the animals, which are the prey, right? You got they're the ones that are, they're stagnant. They're not moving. They're still, and they're just waiting for something to happen before they move. You know, and so that's kind of what's happening in the market, guys. Okay, that's what's happening in the market. And so there's no, when that happens, when the market is in consolidation like that, guys, there's zero activity. Okay, um now crypto works different, guys. Crypto markets work different. Technology is getting better every year. And so right now it's downtrending. So since the market is in distress for the crypto, we supposed to see stocks that are very low price bump up high normal than than normal. But that normally works for stocks, guys. Crypto, I'm a little new on crypto side, but I do know how to find what works for me, guys. And this criteria here works perfectly. I've traded with using this criteria before. But you know, just like I said, when you know, some days you have opportunities, some days you don't, and everything depends also the time of day as well. Very late, remember, people are going to sleep super late. People don't trade late at night. You know, they get off from work, you know, and they just want to spend time with the family or whatever, you know. Like the regular traders, they want to do everything early, guys. Okay, same thing with the businessmen, uh everything business hours, in other words, guys. Okay, So it will be suggested to, like, when you're doing scanning like this, guys, you scan at business hours, guys, starting at business hours early in the morning. Just like stocks, guys, you scanning early and seeing what's moving, what has a lot of volume, and then take advantage for for the moment that you're there. Remember, these stocks are low price stocks, so they move very quick, and so you need to be on your toes and understand what you're looking at. Okay, it does not has only to do with the way they look right on the chart. It also has to do with the news, the type of news that they're releasing, if they had money at all, because it might say here that they have outstanding shares or whatever market cap of this amount, but you really have to see their financials and see if they really do have that type of money. Okay, if they're losing money, you know, more crypto you have to do. When you're doing crypto, you have to do more fundamental analysis. Okay, and so you have to know the owners, you have to qualify the stock, you see if it's legit, if it's not no scam company out there. And so you have to do your due diligence to understand this. Okay, but that's pretty much for today. There's not a lot activity today. Remember, everybody's you know there's a lot of waiting in the market, especially in the stocks. And so today, I mean, we don't have a lot of activity. This thing looks like it's shifting now, but we'd like to see more volume kick in. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. We practically don't have no crypto. We did analyze a little bit the Bitcoin. It's going down, so a great majority of cryptos are following the big guy, which is BTC. So right now you see there's not much volume used on crypto. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We have 3 stocks to look at for tomorrow, and we have memes for Bitcoin, for crypto. Okay, so I hope everyone enjoy the stream. It was very short, guys. I know normally I spend a little bit more time explaining more in detail the stocks and everything. I had a busy day today, so I got a lot to do still before I go to sleep. So I appreciate every single one of you guys to stick around and everything. Let's go to the third to the intermission. So I appreciate the like. Whoever hit the like, appreciate it. Thank you very much. I also focus on, I just only ask for 2 likes, guys. I don't ask for much. I also ask for follows as well. I'm about to hit the 200 pretty soon. Now, there's a lot of things happening, a lot of career changes in my life, which I'm pursuing right now, and it's gonna make me not be able to have enough time to stream a lot. Hopefully I could do some in the weekend. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to get all the cryptos and the stocks. I'm gonna watch them early in the morning and add them into the list, and then I'm gonna explain everything on the weekend, what we did, how we capitalized, and everything like that. And you know and eventually we could get that together until I have enough more time to do streaming. I still haven't hit my numbers this month. I think I had like 50 more to hit my program, but it's okay. If I don't hit it, it's okay. I mean, then the end of the day, I'm streaming um to show you guys, to make it more easy for you guys in stocks and crypto. Because when I started, guys, I wish I had somebody there that could teach me the real, and not just give me a whole bunch of stuff that it was not even relevant to what I'm looking for. Okay, so hopefully this was enough value for you guys, and let's see if we could rate somebody really quick. So I appreciate everyone sticking around, and let's go ahead and rate somebody really quick. SV Gaming. Okay. Let's let's go ahead and show support to SV Gaming. Copy paste and raid. Okay, that's working. Oh, so before I leave, guys, also whoever's hearing the background music, right? Either through the starting of the stream and everything, this is from a good friend of mine, guys. Let me give you the information a little bit before I leave. Bear with me for a second, guys. So we got a Red Sixers fan, right? This is his music, and it's everything's on my description, guys. So if you guys could go ahead and show support, hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. That would be appreciated. He has great music. So yeah, don't forget to go ahead and show support over there. Rumblebox says thanks for the follow. X Dark Daniel X, appreciate it. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the team. And yeah, if you have any question, don't forget to hit me up through the comments or anything like that when it comes to stocks and crypto. Okay. So let's go ahead and raid SV Games. Okay, I'll see you guys. Remember, we do this from Monday to Friday, and Saturdays and Sunday we're supposed to do gaming, but we've been lacking a little bit about that. I've been busy, but hopefully we could come back this weekend and do some gaming as well. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next one for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be here doing stocks and crypto. Alrighty, guys.